This week I've made fantastic progress on my card game. If you remember, this card game is like a deck building physical game. We have cards here that we're prototyping, and the idea with my progress is that I've made a better card layout. So right now these are as simple as it gets. They have very simple artwork that's just basically stolen from the internet, and it's just for myself to test. And the thing is, I took it to Drink and Draw, which is this thing I go to on Wednesdays where I see my friends. We do some drawing, do some drinking, do some chatting. And I played this game with one of them, and it inspired them. Obviously, I met him when I was doing my game course. He was also on the game course. So he was in the frame of mind to think about games, which was nice. And basically, he was so inspired by it that I saw how good it was, and it inspired me to really push to think about the design of the cards. And I was trying to make them square. I actually drew these in there. I'm using oil pastels. That's an amber chess set. The idea that we're using big numbers, and basically it doesn't have enough space. Obviously this would be a poker card size but square. And he was saying about flavor text on the cards, like you would find in Magic the Gathering or basically any other game, basically telling you something about the image and why it's important. And I realized that a square card just doesn't have enough space. It needs to have more information than this. This doesn't have the card rule on it, like how to use the card when you put it down, like this would. You see, this says only fill empty space, and if remains uncovered at the end of the round, gain 2 points. There's just not space for that on a square card. Basically, you would just be cutting this off. So it would shrink the image. It would just get in the way. So I decided not to do a square card, and that actually gave me a lot of freedom. So what I basically did was I designed this. I designed this right here. This is basically the card layout now. We have the massive title at the top, the main image, the cost, which is only important in the deck building phase of the game. We've got all of the flavor text, and then we have the rule and the number at the bottom. And then we also have this barcode, which if you were to scan it, it would actually come out with information that's relevant to the card. For example, like the cost and the face value. And I thought that was quite an interesting thing. And what I've been copying from is this Pinterest board I've been making. I might have shown you guys before, but I've obviously added to it. And images like this really inspired me. And this is called brutalism, apparently. And this idea that we're using like boxes, texture, very contrasting colors. Obviously, at the very beginning, I found stuff like this that was kind of inspiring, but I didn't know how to implement it. But obviously, going back to the drawing board a bit and thinking that I wanted flavor text allowed me to think of it more like poster design, where we're doing stuff like this. So I feel as though I'm onto something. The only problem is that I'm kind of losing the soul that it originally had. It was a very cute game before, where it's like very cartoonish pictures, bright colors, but now it's this brutalist kind of design, which is a bit more maybe off-putting for certain demographics, but that's not really an issue for me, right? I'm not trying to make $1 million and sell it to Hasbro. I'm trying to make a game that I enjoy making, and I have enjoyed making this specifically, right? And I think it looks cool. Maybe you can tell me I'm wrong, and maybe I am wrong, but we'll see. Once all the cards are done, right, we'll put it together. But I've been working on this in Dextrous. One of you guys commented, and there is a board game designer that I watch on YouTube that has also discussed Dextrous. But basically, you can use this to automatically create your cards. If you remember, I made a video in GIMP about GIMP, the Photoshop-like software that there was a plugin that somebody made that you can basically put in CSV files and output, and it will basically run through all the images from a certain folder and replace them all and input the correct text. And that's how I think I made these originally. But that was a very long-winded and broken process that wasn't perfect in any way. So I'm glad that somebody has made a program that does it for you. The free version only allows you to do 2 game projects at once, but I feel like that's fine. I'm not working on too many. And what's cool is that I was able to take that thing I made in Illustrator, the layout, and put it on the background. Let's see where I can find it here. If I just hide all this, you might not even be able to tell I'm hiding it. That's what's so cool. Let's run through this quick. So basically, I put down the exported image that I created, and I made sure that if I change this image, you see here I'm going to use the Game Crafter to like put this up so that people can buy it, and so I can order it for myself as well to test and play. And it says, don't place anything beyond this blue line. This is the trim line, the red one, bleed zone, blah blah blah. I think we can, show the grid or unshow the grid in this program. So yeah, I downloaded this image from the Game Crafter, so I know that I'm getting it exactly correct. And then there's this grid that we're using, and then basically I put down my card design, and then over the top I basically placed all of the pieces that make up the game, or the design of the card. Let's undo them all here, and I think it works quite well. I feel like I'm missing something here. There we go, cost text. Yeah, and this image, I feel like this brutalist style image does look really cool. Obviously in Photoshop is where the magic happens. Like I said in my last video, I managed to get the whole Adobe suite a bit cheaper than I would have got it if I went through Adobe specifically, so I'm very happy about that. And they're using smart filters, so we're not losing data. Basically, if I undo this, we have the image that I took from a stock photography website, and I know that it's royalty free, so I don't have to pay anyone anything to use this image. I add a noise filter. It's only 10% uniform, whatever it's called. And as well, I have these extra adjustment layers where I'm masking the background, making it darker, and I'm increasing the brightness and decreasing the contrast, I think, of this. Let's find it. Okay, I'm increasing the contrast and increasing the brightness of the actual figure, or the whole image, I guess. And then over the top of that, we have a gradient map, which takes it basically saying only use these 2 colors. It's just an off black and off white. The idea originally was that it was meant to be orange, like these card designs, right? Orange and green. But now it's going to be black with this white that's almost orange, orangey, and then a white background, which is actually an off green with black text. And hopefully the white and black will be enough difference that it will be subtle and cool. But we will see. I'm just working on one deck at the moment, and then I'll go in and make the other one. But yeah, so in Photoshop we have this gradient map, and then also over the top we have this threshold. And this threshold is making it either those 2 colors that I chose in the gradient map, the off-white or off-black. So we get this lovely, grainy, interesting texture on these images, which I am very happy with. But let's have a look into Dextrous again, and I'll show you how these images look when they're in being used. We'll have them in here. So there's only 16 cards in each deck. I talked about this with my friend. Like, should there be more? Obviously, the idea would be it would be cool if there'd be more, but I don't want there to be more because otherwise you got too much in your hand, and it's frustrating for new players. So these images, let's turn off the grid. I think these images look really cool. Some of them look cooler than others, and some of them you can't really tell what they are. But with the title, I think it will really show it. This one, I feel like, sums up what I wanted from these card designs. I wanted it to feel like an info card on or in a museum. That's basically what this is, an info card in a museum. So let me know what you think, guys. Let me know how you found this video. Is this interesting? Are you making your own card game? Is this kind of thing interesting to you? Would you consider making your own card game, knowing that there's these tools? And what do you think of this brutalist style I'm going for? Some of these images look better than others, obviously. But I think this one's cool. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'll have to figure out exporting all of this stuff and inputting my my spreadsheets. That's a very important part of this. So I haven't actually done that yet. But the layout design already working great. And as you can see back here, there is a way of inputting the data from CSV files in here. So we'll see. We will see. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Put my patrons up on screen. Thanks to you guys, and happy Sunday.